Hey everybody, welcome to Watch Talk Live. I'll be your host, John the Phone Guy. So let me peel this down just a little bit. And want to thank everybody for coming. And I hope this is going to be something that everyone enjoys. I know I'm excited for some of the guests we have coming up. I want this to be just kind of an open, inviting area for collectors to come in, show their watches, talk about the history and some of the things, about watch collecting in general, Invicta, and all those sorts of things. So with that, we'll, kind of start going through the guests. Of course, tonight we have TrapVision3D and just waiting on our guests to show up. So we'll just kind of take a few questions, and I'm kind of following the chat as we go here. So I'm just kind of get into my hosting position, so to speak. And Kenny has 2 packages in the Nashville hub. Wow. Yeah, the weather's been crazy. I mean, it was crazy here. We've been super cold. Today, I think it was like almost like 73, 74. It was nuts. So, thank you. I thought I'd, try and spiff up a little bit. I didn't quite shave because literally I've been down for about 3 days straight. I don't know, head cold or something. Really hit me pretty hard. So I've literally been hibernating like a bear for like 2 straight days. I feel a little better, so thanks everyone. And do I field hockey questions? Hey, if you want to throw them out there, I'm probably not going to have an answer, but what the hey. Philly, so I want to welcome, so Kyle's here, Vic, Godfather, Trap is in the studio audience right now, and Rick is in the building. So thanks, Godfather. I'm a little swimmy in the head, but not too bad. So but I'll be all right. And so we're just kind of gonna sit here for a few minutes, waiting on our guest to arrive in the green room. And but if anybody has, okay, hold on. There you go. I thought I put it in the email. Sorry about that, Trap. I been running around and had 10 things on my head. Yeah, Kyle, what you got? What's the question? Why did the Rangers suck so bad? Wow. That's hardcore, Kenny. Come on. Yes, they do send other colors. I actually have, oh my God, I have a chrome, a camo 1 slot. It used to sit up here. Well, here it is. So I've got a camo 1 slot. I've got yellow, black, blue, green. Trying to think all the colors. There's quite a few out there. I don't know that I have every color, but I'd say all together there's probably about 30 in total. But it really depends on the run sometimes. And just like with the helmet cases, used to be that there was a run, and I'm pointing up in the air that no one can possibly see but me. So 1 second. So we have the helmet cases, so they came in black, white, red, and yellow. Actually got lucky and had I found it on invictastores.com. and they actually had all four. Hey Tommy, welcome. Trap, if you go right under Vic's statement about the shop finally released his packages, the StreamYard's right there. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties on the host part of not providing everything like I should. Hey, Fast Collection, Tommy, thanks y'all. Elwin, welcome in. And I want to thank my mods, especially Smitten, who is feverishly working on the keyboard off camera, keeping everyone straight for me. So I really appreciate that. I know she's not feeling great. I probably gave her whatever I had, so my apologies. But with that, let's see. Do we have any other standing questions anyone's got while we wait on our guest collector? Hey, Pappy. Which pocket watches did you pick up on, Godfather? I missed. Oh, and here we have. All right, he's getting set up in the green room, so I'll give him a minute. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready. Okay. All right. You did the hers hydroplated burrito. Okay. Awesome, Vic. Awesome. All right, and to the stream we come. Welcome everyone. So I'll say this. This is someone I can say proudly is a very good friend. Has helped me a lot in my YouTube, Instagram, and all of that, and on other personal notes. Great collector, great YouTube content creator, and all of that. And with that, let me bring TrapVision to the studio.
Yo.
What's up?
Yeah, what's good, man?
What's good, man?
Boy. What's good, family?
Hey.
Yo.
Yo, DC World in the house.
Hey.
Hey there. Hey, speaking of that, before she goes too far.
What's that?
We need to set up for a couples, because I don't want this all to be just guys. I want to do couple collectors too.
Hey, I'm with that, bro. I only have 8 watches, so I'm not a collector.
Well, we'll give you a 30-minute segment. How's that? Does that work for 8?
I need like 3 minutes.
Okay.
Give me, hey, bro, give me 3 minutes per watch. So you're looking at, bro, you'll get enough watch time hours to last you a lifetime. Yeah. Okay, get on. Thank you. What's happening, family? What's good? Oh, come on.
We're being told there's an echo. Are you guys still getting the echo?
No.
Is that better?
I don't hear it echo.
No, I think it's you coming through me is where we're getting it. I think it's on my end. I think I might have my mic too close to my speaker, so I'm trying to move.
Oh, man, Tommy, big time in the chaos. What's good in the hood, man?
All right, hold on.
I've been waiting on this all day.
Let me see. Let me do this.
Yo, what's happening, family? Your boys on here, man. I'm gonna take the spec.
All right. Yeah, how's the echo on that? If I pull myself out of the shot.
Okay. Okay. You want me to do mic check? Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
going to improvise real quick. Sorry. Definitely don't want to have echo. So let me.
Got me some nice lemon water.
Some of your
What? Hey, could you bring me one of the flavor waters out the refrigerator? Oh, family, I got a bunch of watches just sitting out. I got a seal watch. And I wore my Magnum, my man Vic. I know he gonna be in attendance tonight. Oh, where's my? Hey, TJ. Now that wasn't him. He didn't answer me like that. I know that. Could you bring me the tablet?
Go ahead, your hands are wet.
Hmm?
Your hands are wet.
I just want to see the comments.
It ain't charged. You ain't had to plug it up?
Yeah, I did.
I did.
It's not charged?
No. You got my phone. My other phone charged up.
Oh, man.
Here, you want that?
Yeah. That'll work. Look at those puppies. 187.
I'm about to order me one.
If y'all don't know, boy, they got puppies on sale. Tobacco number 7. 187.93. Once only. 52 millimeters. They got some fresh colors, too.
Can I get one?
Yeah, orange one. I want that orange.
No. It's not about you. I'm about to cancel my X-Wing. It got the nurse to say, shit, pay me off.
Mine didn't.
Well, I ordered mine way before yours.
So I guess I gotta wait another day or so. That's fine. That's cool. Whatever.
I'm gonna give me a puppy.
You don't even like puppies.
I do. I wish it was smaller.
Well, you definitely don't want a tobacco number 7.
Okay, I buy you that puppy. Give me the purple one I bought you.
What? Oh wow. Okay, so now all my Navy people, they got the gunmetal and silver tone Sea Hunters, 188.68. I know all my Invicta people already knew that, but just in case somebody don't know anything about it, Shop HQ is on right now. Got some crazy deals.
Highly recommend the puppy. Trap, I have made your
What's that?
Yes.
Who is that? Kenny. So you know what, Kenny? Like here we don't
live on Vintage and Invicta channel this Friday at 9 a.m. Okay, we're gonna support you 9 in the morning. I'll be at work, but
9 a.m. I don't have to be at work until
10. I go to work at 10. So you go to work early, right?
No, I don't. Friday is my late day.
You're right. Calm down, ashy back.
You can't even see my back to be ashy.
Hey, Kyle.
What up, Kyle? Rico, what's happening?
Rico, I only order one watch.
Yeah. All right, let me see. I gotta sign up for that VIP rewards. All right. Hey, Kyle. My word of advice.
What's up, Weez?
What's up, boy?
Whoever want both of y'all, meet me good.
Okay. Wait a minute. You in my ear though.
You see how I feel now?
No. I don't be that close to you though.
Okay.
You like it's like what's up, whoop whoop, up, whoop, all that in my ear.
Don't mess up John's ratings being ignorant on his channel now.
I'm being trapped. So you saying Trap is ignorant?
Hi, Godfather.
What's up, Godfather?
How many did Trap order?
Hey, I didn't order none, Godfather.
I had credit.
I didn't order. Honestly, I didn't order. He asked me a question. I didn't order any watches, none whatsoever.
But they got a car payment,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I can swing both, but I'm like, man, I'm right now just taking care of her. You know what I mean? So.
Hey, Rick. Hey, Philly in the house. Philly.
No. If you're gonna say it, man, Philly's in the build. No, don't mess up my Phillies in the building. Don't ever do that, man. That is sacred.
Come take over your shoes.
That is sacred.
Come on, John.
Philly's in the building. Hey, bro, I can't wait to get back to the cruise, man. We're gonna be in the same time having a drink at the same time, bro. I'm telling you. Yes, sir.
What time did you have a drink?
It was getting late. That's all I know. I know just about around the same time. You get what I'm saying. You feel me?
Yo, I'm out. I'm about to order watch. I'm about to look at TV.
Hey, man, I got some stuff going on over here. All right, so while and that's all good. So I know you guys can hear me. So what I'm gonna do is I know John got some questions or you just want to talk. So what I'm gonna do
want to see my
is
8
show.
watches?
No. I'm gonna show you my my bargain finds. Right. I shared this on the show before. On my show. So for those that like pro divers, check that out.
What's your favorite one, TT?
It's not running right now, but
oh, there we go. Somehow I stopped my own camera.
Peep this out. Now I got that clasp. I really don't like that clasp, man. I just really don't. But your boy got this for a whopping $25. $25. And I'm gonna tell you how I did it. I went to Easy Pond and they had this in.
Okay. Y'all, can y'all hear me and see me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. All right. I just want to get that fixed, but realistically, so yeah, go ahead. You were going on, so I don't want to slow you down. So what I want to do is I'm going to bring you in solo, and then as we get questions and everything, kind of pop in and out. And I know. Never mind. I actually had starting questions that I wanted to start with, and
let's go with
difficulties gave me it. So the first one, and it's kind of an open-ended, is who or what got you interested in watches?
My godfather, he was the one that really got me started with watches. He bought me my first watch. I was about maybe 6. I think I was 6. He got me a Star Wars watch. And from there, man, I was in love with it. But like my mom had went to Disney World and they got an official Disney watch that she would only let me see during like the holidays. She would never let me touch it until I got old enough. I think she let me wear it when I was about 10 years old. But she saw that I was taking care of that Star Wars watch lasted forever. And that battery lasted maybe 5 or 6 years. So from there, I can say that when I got to high school, I was still buying watches. And you know what's crazy? I bought a watch not knowing. I bought it from some little what was it? What you call those yard sales?
Yeah.
Man, looking back, it was an actual Swiss-made watch, a watch that you would normally pay like $10,000 for. It was made by the Geneve company over in Switzerland. Mm-hmm. I didn't know. I paid like $10 for this watch. Didn't know what it was, man. I wore that watch till like I don't know what happened to it. But looking back on it, I was looking through a magazine. I said I had this watch when I was little. They said you ain't had that watch, man. That watch like $15,000. I said I'm telling you, I know the watch. I wore it for like 7 years, and not knowing, man. I'm like looking back. I'm like But if you were to fast forward to my Invicta craze, because I know she's been waiting in the wings just to brag on it. She got me my first Invicta watch.
Okay.
First 23 Invicta watch.
So that was the second one, is who influenced your passion for Invicta? So that was the next question. So that was her. Yeah. What was your first Invicta?
My first Invicta was actually was a specialty in the Sea Spider.
Okay.
Yeah, they let's see, I think I'll put them back in the case. Because like, man, right now, I just reorganized all my watches and I got them based upon, like all my tobaccos together, pro divers. And I took a page out.
You have a room organized? Like the living room is a certain section?
Right. Hey, right. So I got some of my heavy hitters sitting on the counter over here. I got a couple in the back, you know what I'm saying? My master calendars are sitting by my my little collectibles. So yeah, I got a madness to it. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's a little crazy.
Well, I mean, and that's part of, for everybody in the chat and anybody that watches this, and I know a few people, Godfather is going to be on Sunday. I mean, one of the things that I would really like this show to be about is understanding more than just, to getting not. I don't want to get too personal. So my next question would be, how long have you been collecting? And I was going to say how many, but that's to me. I I really want to get us away from how many, because
Right.
I think sometimes, and I mean, I'm guilty of it. I know I've done it. I had a number in mind, or whatever. Um, but I think in the scheme, as I've collected more, that I find that what's probably more important than the number is the personal connections, or uh, they memorialize something, a gift from somebody, someplace you went, things like that. Those are what really makes the collections special to people. So I don't really want to you know
I
focus
got.
on that too much. I mean, for you, you've been collecting since.
So, I mean, I've been collecting watches, like I said, man, since high school. I think there were a few people wearing watches in high school, but like I would wear a particular watch during high school, and I remember even getting ridiculed for it. Some people talked about it, like, man, like that's some old man stuff. Like, who wears watches, bro? And I'm like, well, I do, But my older brother, oldest brother, he used to wear Citizen watches, like the mechanical ones, and
Hmm.
he was real big into that. Like, and he would go out and spend like $600 on the watch. And I always respected him for that. And I was like, man, dude, you got a nice timepiece, man. And I used to go up in his house or his apartment and just look at it. I was like, I don't even want to touch it. Just set it on the thing. He can pick it up. I said, no, 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 no. Because I felt like watches were so sacred and personal. I always felt like that as a teenager, And
Yeah.
of course, when I joined the military, dude, yeah, you already know you got to have a watch. You have to have a watch, synchronizing it and going about your business. But I think and I feel what you're saying, John, because I'm gonna just skip past my time before, like leading up to Invicta. At one point during this Invicta craze, I'm gonna call it, it was actually 2018
Hmm.
when I finally met you, like when I know who you were, and we were like neck and neck. That 2018, we went crazy buying. I mean, yeah, he had to sit up for that.
Hold
We
on, hold on.
went completely nuts so for these watches, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, I like that. Oh, that's on sale. I like that. Ooh, 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 ooh. It's like my attention was everywhere. It's like, look, squirrel. I'm like, it was all over the place, right?
Yeah.
And it was a numbers game because you had people like Muhammad, you know what I'm saying, on the chat, on those Facebook groups. I said, this dude got like 300 watches or 400. I was like, God, dog. So it was almost like collecting Jordans. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Yes.
want to collect some of the rare ones, but you want to have a number of watches. So in turn, you can show, hey, look, yeah, I got all this. But that, dude, I came to a screeching halt, man. I'm gonna say around this time last year, honestly. This time last year, I was like, hold up,
Yeah.
I got well over 100 watches in my collection. And I was looking at some of the comments because we were talking about this, like, hey, I sure wish I had your money. That irritated me. I was like, what you mean, bro? Like, you can get, I mean, you buy your watches based on how you spend or whatever the case is or what you like. I started buying watches because I like them. I like certain styles. I like what they do, the movements and stuff like that. And I don't collect for it to get a certain number. Just don't. Like, not now. I did. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like,
Yeah.
man,
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Same here. I mean, I was in that numbers fever. Um, you know, when I hit, um, when I hit 100, that was a monumental number. I mean, personally, that was like, okay. Um, and it was probably a little bit after I hit 200, and because it was broadcast. So I mean, I can't sit there and say I don't have them. So I have over 200. But it was probably right at that point, maybe just a little bit after, that I really started walking in the closet, looking at them, and I'm like, okay, at what point am I content with my collection, but at, and what does the collection mean to me? Like, I can look at some of them and they have, like, there's certain watches in there, obviously, they have special meaning. You know Anybody that's been around for a while, Punishers have a place for me. I love that collection, and at first I never really thought I was going to be that obsessed over it, and then the more I saw them, the more I wanted the next one, and it just kind of kept snowballing.
Right.
You know, not necessarily a collection, and this is kind of the last question was, what is your go-to series? And I know for you, we've talked a lot about this, is you very much are if it was just like, close your eyes and grab a watch, it would more than likely be a Pro Diver Grand Diver. It's just how it's what attracts you. It's your thing. But that's not to say that that's all in your collection, because I've seen your collection. I know, so I mean, I really like the blue labels. I really got behind the Heritage line, because the biggest thing about the Heritage that I enjoyed was the idea that it was something very kind of special. It was very limited when it first came out. The very first one, it was interesting that, of course, and depending on who you ask, the 74 AL watch, was a Heritage. I mean, it had a signature on the back, but it wasn't actually classified that. The very first one after that, and and all of that. But it really is interesting to see, how we all are progressing and learning and all of that. And but without too much, I'm actually gonna let you start going through some of your stuff, because this is what this is really about. And I'm kind of just gonna look and field the questions as we go. But I'm gonna let you have that, buddy.
Well, I'm looking at Spinergy, came in and made a comment about him. He said, I've been collecting for 10 years off and on, and he got about 25 watches, but very selective. And here's the deal, man. And as I tell you this, guys, I'm going to go through my watch collection. Like John said, I love Pro Divers, man. And the fact that Invicta made them in so many different variations, man, was crazy. So one of my favorite ones, and I'm not crazy about the like that part right there, the clasp. I hate that potato chip style clasp, but my wife and I, she got the Wonder Woman, and I grabbed this one. She had asked me, she said, do you want the Superman? I said, nah. And I said, man, look at that green. I was like, who does that? Like, that green plating, and of course the camera can never pick up the beauty of it, but
yeah,
I was wearing this watch out to the gym. I was wearing it to work with suits. I did not care. I wore this watch out. And for a lot of Invicta collectors, they'll wear their watches like a different one every day. Like they post them. I wore this watch literally for like 2 weeks straight. I mean, I took a picture the first day I wore it, put it out there, but I wore this every day. And that's one of my go-to watches, because me and my wife collected that together. Now, the year that I met John, the phone guy, or knew he existed and stuff like that, we went on a cruise, and wifey, she says, hey, which watches do you want? I said, there's a Jason Taylor in there, there's this, there's that, and the other. I said, well, just give me one or two. She said, nah. She said, we came on an Invicta cruise. I'm about to fix you up, man. She bought me a Jason Taylor. She actually bought me, matter of fact, these are two of the watches that she bought me that day on the cruise. 2 Pro Divers. Well, 1 Pro Diver, and both of them autos. And I didn't know. I was saying this was a Pro Diver for like a year after the fact. I said, Mac, it's a Pro Diver, but it's actually a Grand Diver.
Yeah.
It was like, crap. And the only reason I found out was because I was categorizing my watches and putting them back, and getting the numbers and stuff like that, and
Right.
cataloging them, rather. I said categorize. I was cataloging my watches, and I looked this. I said, I've been saying this thing is a Pro Diver. But my thing is, this is early in my collection, y'all. Early. This is a piece that I got just because it was on sale. This is a Pro Diver, right? And this has a Japanese automatic in it. It's not the NX35. So I actually timed this watch. Man, it's horrible. This thing loses like 10 minutes a month, man. I was like, And I was upset, but I paid like $30 for this watch. It was on a quick sale. I said, man, oh, it's iridescent. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. But that's one of those I regretted getting because I was like, I didn't have to do that. It was just because it's on sale. So I'm like, after the fact, like I said, maybe up to over a year ago, I started being super selective, man. And we ended up coming back off that 2019 cruise. And this was one I snatched it as fast as I could. And that's that Blue Label. You had mentioned Blue Label earlier.
Yeah.
I had to get this one, y'all. I'm talking about had to. And you see that where they it's blue on the actual scissors deployment class. Some of them is like silver. And I'm like, I want the whole blue. I want the whole thing.
Yeah, that was and it's funny because you say that on the Pro Diver Grand Diver. I think I actually did a whole spec video, and I kept calling the watch one, or I wrote it up as one, kept calling it the other thing, and at the end, I'm looking at it and I was like, I flipped it over, and this was before I even had the microscope, and I'm like, oh crap, that's the wrong watch. I had to go back and reshoot the thing. I was like, well, heck, but yeah, I mean, it's funny that you say that because I mean, and I'm sure there's been, because I mean, realistically, I mean, it's not a size difference or anything. You can get a Pro or a Grand in like 47, 48, something like that. So and the thing that'll really throw you is you get a Grand Diver without Scuba Steve on it, and then you're like, okay, what's up with that one? Like some people actually don't consider, a Grand Diver that doesn't have Scuba Steve on it to be a true Grand Diver. I mean, I'm not going to be picky, but I mean, that's kind of like the same thing with combat. If it's got like a speck of white somewhere, or if the dial is like mother of pearl, which has a a luminescent ISK thing to it, but oh no, that's not real combat, but I mean, and that's fine. I mean, it as long as you have fun with the conversation, and it doesn't get ugly. I mean, it's kind of fun to have those those little conversations about it. But
you know what?
Anyway, back to the show.
I got one in here that, and Vic knows what it is, man. Vic, anybody that knows Vic, when he get on me about size and watches and stuff like that, man, this is the watch that actually started that argument, right? Or that conversation. So what happened was, I wasn't supposed to order this watch. Just wasn't. Wifey was like, okay, you're done. You bought like 6 watches in a month. You're done. I said, okay. This comes up, and I can't remember the one that Vic bought, but we bought our watches together that night. And I waited for it to come. I saw the day was coming, and it just happened to be a day that I can come home and get the box. And I made it home, and I was going to open the box, size it, and just throw it in the collection as if it was there already. You know what I'm saying? Because she was monitoring. Man, he came home so early from work, so I threw the box in the back of the closet. And he sat there. And I came back to the front room and sat like ain't nothing happened. And I was like, okay, I can't go in there because we hanging out. The next day I was working so many hours. So it was like a month or two had went by, and I was going to my closet to get a pair of shoes out, throwing some Jordans on. And I said, there's a box back here. Now look, this was still in the box after, I think it was like 2 months. Completely forgot that I had to watch. And I get on with John and Vic, and Vic was like, what you doing, bro? I was like, I'm sizing his watch. And I'm gonna tell you something. Vic has man, his brain is just like an elephant. He don't forget nothing. He said, wait a minute. Is that the Venom? I said, yeah. He said, bro, you ordered that the same time I did. I said, yeah. And you're just sizing it? And I was like, I said, "Oh my God." He said, "What kind of collector are you? What are you doing?" He said, "Bro, I'm not talking to you for." It's like he did not talk. This man to me, man. He was like, "Come on, Travis." He called me. He said, "Bro, look, what type of collector you gonna be? You buying these just to let them sit in the closet? I don't care what you're doing. I don't care about you sneaking it. You should have done something. You should have just told her that you bought the watch. But you don't let something like that sit in the closet, man." He got on my head, boy, and I couldn't do nothing but just take it. Like, all right, Vic, I'm sorry, bro. So that one right there caused that whole argument. But like every time I look at it, I just
Right.
laugh and think about
Yeah,
Vic.
and yeah, that's the thing. I mean, so that's what's so that's what that's part of the fun and everything of collecting is that. And yeah, on the combat thing, I agree, Tommy. I feel that combat is black and gray. Um, to me, that's now I do have a couple combats. I think I've got a Jason Taylor combat in the SAS, and let me
Like,
tell you, there's some that I'm getting older and my eyesight isn't quite what it used to be. Man, there's some of those pure combats. They are tough to read. It's like, but yeah,
hey,
absolutely. I mean, I love a true combat. Absolutely.
I know we going through history and watches and stuff like that. I know everybody has their own story. I'm gonna ask you something that I you don't see that often, man. What is your personal take on the mid range Sea Hunter? What do you think? Like me personally, I feel like this is a collection they don't utilize it enough. Me personally, I would like to see more of these. I like seeing them on on bracelets. But like, what do you personally think about these? Do you have
Um,
any collection?
I do have one.
Okay,
I have one. I think I have one very similar to that. It's on the strap. I think I've got silver and blue. I think I can't remember now. Um, when I first got it, I was really torn because I'm like, the thing I don't know. I mean, they're doing it more and more, and I'm kind of warming up to it. But on certain watches, it's a watch is like it is like a car or a house or something like that, where the name invokes automatically a picture in your head, right? When you say Mustang and you show somebody a 1976, and I'm going to pick on this one because I have this one back in the day, a 1976 Mustang 2, right? Unibody, 4-cylinder. It's not what you would think is a Mustang.
right.
Um, so I think sometimes they move the names around a little bit more than what I'd care for. I really have no problem with the some of these watches with the watch itself. But when you tell somebody, "Oh yeah, I'm wearing a Sea Hunter today," what's the first thing in your head?
Big boy.
A big dinner plate, right?
Yeah.
So to me, I think if you like if I said I'm wearing a Lupa, you would figure about the size. If I said a Grand Lupa, you know,
Right,
big.
right.
If I'm wearing a Dragon, or a Revolution, it's very curved. Adding a distinguisher to the name, that's like having an Octane and a Grand Octane. You automatically in your head associate, and I'm perfectly fine with the watch itself. I just think sometimes they blur the lines, and it makes it difficult to have collectors um, openly talk about a watch in a general terminology with having be, oh well, I've got it's a Gen 3 with the spinners Sea Hunter, not a Gen 1 or 2 58 millimeter, or I bought the mid-size 48 Sea Hunter Gen, what is that, metal ring, so it'd be a Gen 2, with the keeper and everything. So
Right.
it's kind of, I like a lot of the watches. I think sometimes they get a little a little loose with the naming conventions, in my opinion. In my opinion, but
You know, if you there are certain websites that you can get Invicta from that will say, for example, I looked at this. Now, This is called the what was this with Imperius at one point? What was the name they called this thing? Grand Arsenal.
Yeah.
And then there's some website that call it a pro diver. They say this is in the pro diver line. And I was like, what? I've never
Technically,
seen
yeah.
it.
And that's the funny thing. Even a Sea Hunter, if you look at the back of a Sea Hunter, flip a Sea Hunter over, it'll say Pro Diver
Yeah,
in the on the case back, which is interesting. Is that it pulls, I think, some of its structural shape
right.
from a Pro Diver. It just did it on a tremendous scale. But yeah, it's funny some of the things of, like I say, some of the families of what has been put together. But
Well, I mean, so here's my thing is like, I mean, I hear you on that one, man, but like I think they need I feel you on the names. That was one of the things I say, okay, some of these names, like they just released that new Sea Hunter, I believe it was called Sea Hunter that had the stingray patterns and
yeah,
stuff.
that's what Kyle was just talking about that. His next one is going to be that 52 Sea Hunter with Stingray.
But see, like when you say that, like that, it doesn't look like a Sea Hunter to me. It just don't. I was like, okay, what is that? Like, and if it wasn't for me, I was looking at it. I didn't know what it was. I said, I wonder what collection that is, because I
Mm-hmm.
was looking at the still picture of it. It didn't have any titles attached to it. I like it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have anything with the Stingray dial, but like I said, I'm being selective right now. So
Yeah,
if I had to get anything, any other watch right now, it'll probably be that Pro Diver with that 5050C in it, with the date at the bottom. That's
yeah,
just where I'm at right now. I'm real big on the graffitis. I love the graffiti pieces, and I have only had the unofficial. It's unofficial because collectors named it, but I got maybe eight. I got eight hydro plated. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna pull out my boat. This was actually, I believe, this was the second hydroplated piece I got, and this is a pro diver.
yeah. The dragon. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, because I think one of the first, and I guarantee somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. I'm thinking one of the first hydro dipped plating was on that Magnum, what I call the Generation 2, because it had a cable, and there was three of them. There was the gunmetal, there was the blue to look like water droplets, and then there was something else. Yeah,
like that.
so that was the gunmetal. Yeah, with the cable. It's like
Yep.
a 4 mil cable or 5 mil. Um, and yeah, I think we all three have that one now. There was one that had blue water droplets and
Yeah.
another one, and I think when that first came out, we just called it, hydroplated. I think it was the very first Zeus that came out with the hydro dip, and it had a much more of a urban kind of, graffiti, spray paint kind of look to it. And I think that was one of the first ones that actually kind of kicked off that name. For the life of me, I really don't remember who said it or when or whatever, but I think that was about the time that the name started being associated with a graffiti timepiece. And then I think the next one that came on, there was like three Zeus in a row. There was like the silver, the oh my
They had
gosh,
that subdued, like it was real subdued.
yeah.
Uh,
So that one just recently came out. I grabbed that one. I
yeah.
love that color, that
But
colorway. Yeah,
so like, okay, they had the Gray Venom. That was an old one. They did
yeah,
that.
yeah. I have the black and white, and I've got, I think, the colored version in the Venom that
Right.
they did. But I don't think that one was really, toted as the graffiti name per se. But yeah, I mean, I think it's funny, and we've talked a lot about this, um, the whole idea behind, the Invicta family, and I know we've been on. Um, Thanks, Rico. Venom was the Coalition forces, then the Magnum. Okay, all right, awesome.
I knew
And
he, you know, Rico would know.
oh yeah, yeah, I figured, yeah, Rico of anybody, and for anybody out there, Rico has a channel on YouTube, and he's been on a bit of a hiatus, for personal reasons and all of that, but some great watches. Love his energy and everything. So if anybody wants to check him out, absolutely. Same with I know Tommy's on here. He has a big show and a big following. His collection is evolving, like we've talked about. He was very much Grand Arsenal, Grand Octane. The bigger watches. Does a lot of how-to videos, sizing, batteries, all that sort of stuff. So check him out as well. But yeah, I mean, it's funny. I go back to, like, the conversation around the Invicta family and that moniker, that we kind of, talked about, and kind of offline and everything. But and we were on the Zoom call that was on, and we were talking about the cruise and some of those things, and how much of a completely different vibe. We've been on a few cruises, and you as well. The completely different feel of an Invicta cruise versus any other cruise. Now, we've been on a couple cruises that were just amazing, had an awesome time. But there's just something about being on the Invicta cruise that really is. And I mean, hey, I'm going to be straight with everybody. There's probably people on that boat that probably we wouldn't get along necessarily or whatever. But in the confines of being on that boat and being able to enjoy each other and all of that, it's family. I mean, and of the truest sense of the word, to me, family is someone that you can have a disagreement with and still, at the end of the day, still have, love and affection for someone. So, family doesn't mean, infallible. It just means family. You're going to work it out. You're going to figure it out, So, yeah, absolutely. Anyway, I'm rambling.
No,
I'm rambling.
no, bro. And I'm going feed off that same energy you got, man, because you took me to a spot where, let me show y'all something. I got a Jason Taylor, right? I got this watch. My wife was in the kitchen. Her brother was in there. And I can't remember what was going on, but I looked and I said, hey, the Jason Taylor just went on sale, bro. Like, it was like 118. Like, it had been, I think, $240 or whatever, because it got black diamonds in it. And he said, are you serious? I said, yeah, it's 118, man. We ran, like, he on the phone. I come in here and I said, maybe I'll call. I said, no, forget that. I'm gonna call. I'm gonna go hurry up and get it. And we both ordered it. You know what I'm saying? And I remember going to the cruise with this. And I got on that 2018 cruise. And there was a guy. I don't have the job case up here with me, but I showed this guy. He said, oh man, I got a watch just like that. I think you're gonna like it. And the dial has New York City all over, right? I still got the model number to that. He wrote it down. And for a second, like, you go from my kitchen to where we excited about getting a watch that went on sale to now I'm on a cruise with somebody and I don't know anybody on this cruise. And this guy saw my watch and said, hey, I got something similar that I think you would like, man. Check this out. And we're talking, and we literally, me and him is having this conversation. Then next thing you know, there were 3 more people. They joined in on the conversation. Then there was another 2 people. And next thing you know, they said, hey, you hungry? Yeah, I can eat. And we left. We went out and I can't remember what it wasn't Guy's Burger. It was something else. We went and got like some burgers and some other stuff, man. I stacking my plate up, ice cream, pizza, whatever they had eating. I was enjoying myself, and we sat down at the table. And again, I know if I saw his face, I know what he looked like, you know what I'm saying? But I just don't remember his name or the people I talked to. But for that space and time, it wasn't no TrapVision. It wasn't nothing else. It was just camaraderie. It was peaceful. I was having a ball, dude. I enjoyed myself, man. So to your point, would I agree with or hang with some of these people outside if it wasn't for this watch? And I can honestly tell you, absolutely not. I'm a different breed, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, I can get along with a lot of people, but it's just some people I'm like, I don't agree with that or I don't agree with that, so I'm gonna just stay clear. But
Right.
because you got this watch on, you know, I'm like, man, that's nice. And it make you know what you think. I remember when I first met Rico. Rico was sitting out on the neck behind the Lido deck, and he looked up. He's like, "Hey, you TrapVision." It was so. Hey, Rico was so cool, man. He kind of came in like, man, what's going on, fam? Like, it was so cool, man. And we just talked, and I was like, dude, real cool. And he had on these like, he had a melted Goku shirt on, and I was like, oh, you like Dragon Ball, and we talked, you know what I'm saying?
Oh
And
yeah.
from there, I was like, I walked away from that conversation after we were done talking. I turned around, I said, man, that dude was super cool, man. I like him. And next thing you know, you see him in the chats. You know what I'm saying? He always putting hearts here and there and there and there and there. And then you find out that, Rico's a blood warrior. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, dude, I had no idea
Right.
that, you know what I'm saying, he had that disposition. And it was so crazy because he didn't let off that, hey man, I can be sick any minute, you know what I'm saying, whatever, but I'm enjoying myself. He didn't make me feel any less. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He didn't let on to be like, hey man, hey, keep your distance. I'm like, so for the cruise, for me, the fact that we can't go on it, man, like honestly, I love talking about it, but honestly, I'm hurt, man, because
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, that is the best thing ever. Getting your ticket, you flying off. I'm like,
Hmm.
and of course, y'all know I like to film everything. Filming, I'm talking to people, and when you walk through an airport with an Invicta case, a dive case, people know they like, you going on an Invicta cruise, ain't you? I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, boy, yes, sir. And they like, let me see
Yeah.
your wrist. Show the wrist, and I mean, come on, man.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, right now, today is the 24th, and we would more than likely already be down in Fort Lauderdale tonight, right now at this time, probably at a hotel somewhere or the Hard Rock or something, all sitting down and meeting up beforehand and just having an awesome time. And, just reminiscing about different things and being excited to see what everyone's been up to and how everyone's doing. And I mean, yeah, it's sad. And it kind of, I've had conversations, and I've had them with you and others about what, because I was never really a big live person on YouTube. I was just like, I don't really know how my show really connects with a live audience. And I thought, well, maybe I'll just get on and just have a conversation. And then within like one or two shows, like, and shout out to Meet and Anwar. We went over to their house, and we were having a good time and talking about some stuff, and they're like, dude, it would be dope if it did some like interviews and talk to people and let people like see a collector and not just talk about their watches, but here's how here's some of my displays, or these are what's important to me, and just really get everyone to kind of in that same vein of like you're on the boat, you're walking through the restaurant area, you're going up to someone's table, you're seeing their name and everything, you're looking at their watches and how it's put together, you know, and you kind of have a 5-10 minute conversation, but you really don't feel like you really, because there's so many of us. I mean,
Right.
you've done it, and we've done it. Um, just really be able to really gain some more information and get to know each other that much more. So I I don't say this show is as much about me. It's more about all the people that I bring on.
Right.
I appreciate everyone who is supporting me and enjoys this. And um, I literally had to start a calendar and start booking things out and putting things so I can keep track of it. And then, I know for us, on the West Coast, sorry, good Lord, on the East Coast, by about 11 o'clock on a Wednesday, on a school night, some of us, get up pretty, crack of
Right.
dawn and everything. So, added, Sunday afternoons. I know maybe when football season comes in, we may have to, tweak that or whatever, to see what people's, appetite for all that is. But, just to really have so much, just common interaction and all of that, and to have people ask you questions about your collection, that if you were doing an expo and having your watches out, that someone could say, oh man, I really love that Venom, whatever it is, and just really be able to just expound and talk about it, and really start making all of those connections that we have done, on a personal basis with so many others. So I'm gonna quit yammering again. So
No, bro, no, like, hey, look, here's the deal. I mean, so everybody that's watching this right now they haven't been on a cruise. Some people, I've heard some collectors didn't go on a cruise because of work. Some just didn't know. They're like, hey man, I really don't want to be, around all these people. I don't get along with some of these people in the chat sometimes. So, and you know what? And I'm gonna tell you this, real talk. My background, man, I can't be confrontations. I don't like them by nature, but dude, you talking on this chat and you get the mouthing off or typing off whatever. I'm looking at you like, man, stop being so brave behind this keyboard, man, because there were some people that said some stuff to me over the course of the year, and they knew who they are. When we met up, it was like, hey, what's going on, Trap? You a lot bigger in person. I said, bro, look, I ain't even on that. Don't even worry about it. I remember what you said, but I'm here to enjoy myself. I don't care about none of that. Now, under different circumstances, yeah. And I feel like some people won't talk like that, but what I tell people, you can ignore that. You can kind of just like blow that off, because people are going to make their opinions just think about all of the Invicta haters out there. The guys that are making shows about all of the people that collect Invicta can't spell, or they need spell check, or like they're ignorant, or they live in a certain zip code that they can't afford one of the premier timepieces. And I can tell you like this, all of that is false, because can't remember your name. They said you had 25 watches selective, like you selective on your collection. Here's the deal. If you wanted to, you could save up or put on your credit card. They got financing at these jewelry stores. Like, you can go get a Rolex, finance it just like you get a car.
mm-hmm.
You take it home off a credit card. And like, anybody can do that. Anybody. If you make $30,000 a year, you can wear a Rolex. My thing is this. I've always said this. I'm not about to drop $10,000 on the watch, man, just to get your opinion on how much money I got or I don't have. And a lot of people don't even know what a Rolex, like, really know what a Rolex is. They're like, what is that on your wrist? Oh, it's a Rolex. Oh, really? So they automatically think you're rich. Well, you pay. What do you do for a living? You know what I'm saying? Versus if I pull out, matter of fact, this one right here. I got this one, John. I know you got this one too. I got this. It's a Nectar. Got this one in sale. I wore this to work, and it's so big. They like, whoa, bro, that's crazy, bro. Where'd you get that watch from? And got so much attention to the point where people weren't doing their job. I said, hey, man, y'all got to get back to work, bro. Like, we got to be productive. Like, that's when I was in Enterprise. Like,
right. Yeah.
That was the thing about Enterprise, man. I actually got a review, and they said they didn't remember my name, but they called me the Watchman. They said the one guy that wear the Invicta. And then you get people that say, hey, I just bought my husband an Invicta. He loves it. Thank you so much. That right there is worth, like, that's priceless. I ain't gonna say it's worth, that's priceless in my eyes, because you developed a relationship with somebody, and what do you stand for? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, I mean, it's so much to this. It's so much to this collection than just padding the number, like what we were talking about earlier, and trying to outdo somebody else, because You remember when the pandemic jumped off and everybody was just typing and Victor was still going strong. And it was an actual argument in the chat about who had that. Well, I got this watch. Well, I got that. And I typed like, you do realize we collected Victor watches together, right? Like, and Victor wasn't made to say, hey man, my watch better than yours because, and I'm not gonna blame John, but like a lot of people know that John collects heritage watches, and those are a bit pricey. They can be pricey. You know what I'm saying? What was it? I posted that picture, and it's not my watch. For those that's watching, somebody had asked me a question like, when did you get a Grand Octane Tourbillon? I was like, John, let me try that on the cruise, bro. Like, that's not mine. And that watch, bro, I'm not gonna ask you how much you paid for, but I know you paid a pretty penny for it. But that's something that you wanted. That's in your collection. And I'm all if I want it, you know, John, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah. Hey, Elwin's got a question for you.
Okay, hold
on. Of your diamond pieces, which one is your fave?
Hold up. My oh, where are you, baby? Oh no. It will be my Predator, the one my wife got me.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah. I'm sorry I didn't have it on here with me.
That's crazy. NH38 with the open heart?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That I absolutely love that watch. It's actually in the back because I was gonna wear it to work, but I was like, that's a special occasion watch for me. That one is the premier piece for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's the thing. And I think sometimes, you know, we talk about grails and the conversation gets around price. But I think a grail and a price has only a relevancy as far as a collection and a number.
Yeah.
I mean, a grail is something that was either you were trying to work towards or, you know, you've had your eye on for some time, and it was for whatever it is. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter the circumstances. What to you, then the person that bought it, when you bought that watch, it was a grail to you because it marked and marks an achievement of some type. And that's all it has to be.
Well, see, you know what? Let's talk about that, John. This is what irritated me about the whole Grail situation. In the watch community, when they talk about Grail pieces, it's not even an Invicta. I mean, a Rolex all the time. Like they'll say a Patek Nautilus is a Grail. That watch is $55,000 base model, just like pure. And it's a beautiful watch, man. The thing's put together so lovely, man. I would love to have that watch in my collection. Will I ever buy a Patek? No, I'm not paying $50,000 for a watch. I'm not. Now, it wasn't even an argument on my side. I had posted a picture and I said this was a Grail of mine, right? This is a Pro Diver, the Army edition. That was the first one I got, right?
Yeah.
And I literally, I'm not even ashamed to tell y'all this. When the watch finally came, when I got it, Ryan Johnson ended up texting me like, "Hey, bro, that was a good deal. I'm glad you got it, man. Congratulations. Thank you for your service." This is what he sent me, right? I literally opened this and saw this Army box. I saw this watch, and all I could think about was my military career and everything that it meant to me. Let me see. Question for Trap. Why do you always have long days? I'm going to ask that question. Next question. Anyway.
Next question.
This one, this is like somebody. Did you know somebody tried to argue with me about this watch? They said, "Bro, that's not a Grail." I said, "Maybe not in your collection, but it's in mine." And this is one of my Grail pieces. It goes down as a Grail. This is my Grail piece, and even though I got, you know what I'm saying, I got another one.
Right.
I say this is notable mention. It's not quite my Grail because that one is gunmetal. It was the first one that I got. And when I have somebody and you know what, I think sometimes when we think about Kendi, Ryan, and Boom Boom, they're on TV on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? But like we know that's been on a cruise or even talking to them, how personable they are. And when this man texts me, talking like he the one that told me it was coming out. He said, "Hey, bro, I think you might want to look at this." And he showed me this, and I was like, I was stunned. I said, "When does it come out? I don't care how much it is. I don't care. It could have been 250 for a pro diver. I was getting it the day of, and I wore that. And I wore it, and it's crazy. I walked. I was doing my walk. It's 2.5 miles to my old unit from my house. I walked to my unit, walked inside, saw one of my buddies, man. He's like, "Hey, Wiley, man, see you in a minute." And we talked, and he was like, "Oh, that's a nice watch." Took it off and put it on his wrist. I said, "Check it out." He said, "It got the United States stamp on the back." I said, "It's official. I just got that watch." And that meant a lot to me because this was one of my soldiers. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I got a lot of love and respect for him.
Yeah.
And he's,
Yeah.
you know, he got soldiers under him now. And that watch, like just from him liking that watch, that was like that watch got, you know, it got blessed by one of my people.
Right.
You know, and the fact that I go to a unit that I belong to. So that watch right there got a lot of special meaning to me, man. My grill.
Yeah.
In the story.
Yeah, we got another quick one. Meat and I is asking how many JTs you have.
I got 4. Got 4 JTs. And I'm looking. I'll tell you this. That's another collection that I'm thinking about getting more of. What happened, man? Somebody said something. This question is for TrapVision. Hold up. How does somebody become as cool? Bro, you the baddest, man. That's you. That's you, Kenny. Kenny, that's you all day, bro.
Yeah.
You and your IG lives and unboxing, and you got the cool watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that's you. I'm just living in your world.
Exactly.
Right. Let me see. Shout time zone. Hey man, that mug is $200. That Shaq 5 time zone. That's crazy. $199.
Wow.
Y'all, if y'all ain't got that, you better get it.
Yeah.
Real collectors know what a grill is to them. Yes, Rico, they do.
Yeah, absolutely, Rico.
Tommy, I'm gonna tell you this about Tommy. I remember when I first started watching Tommy big time, and I was looking at his collection and the Grand Octane. You know, Fat Cat collection. Actually, I watched him maybe a year before, like I even started jumping on YouTube like that. But he was like Grand Arsenal this, Grand Arsenal that, and I was like, oh, that's a nice watch. And then like Tommy comes along and Tommy's collecting. He got these Grand Octanes, and I'm like, man, those watches are nice. And I'm looking at them, and I finally got to cruise and seen one in person. I said, oh, I got to get one of those. And Tommy talked about it so much to where I was like, okay, I got to slow down because I was snapping off buying all these pro divers and grand divers. I said, I got to make room for one. And I eventually ended up getting a glow. I got the Punisher because of you. But I got that Captain America.
Me?
Which it's on my nightstand.
No. That's not my fault.
Yeah. I mean, and you know I like the Punisher, bro. You know I like the Punisher. I like the Black Panther. Spider-Man probably be like my favorite out of the collections as far as characters. Until they start, I mean, I've been begging them for almost 3 years. Could you please make a Wolverine watch? Please. I mean, come on. Like you got the colorway, the Victor yellow, and then the blue. Just do it. Just do it. You know what you waiting on? You got to.
Could you imagine the way that they could do like the 3, you know, the claws going down the sides or something like that? You know, like the Venom Fang or whatever. Yeah, there's so many design ideas that you could really rock hard with that with Wolverine. That would be.
Just imagine having you know what another character they don't do justice to anymore, man, is the Hulk. I mean, they brought the Thanos out, and that I like that Grand Octane. If I was to get one, it'd be that one. But they have not done justice to the Hulk, man. Like that is a phenomenal watch. It's a big watch, and the Hulk should have came in so many different variations, bro. Like I'm sorry, like the favorite character wise, like Spider-Man, you don't see him that often. When you do, he sell out quick. I
Yeah.
think it was one that didn't sell out as quick. It was that off blue and red one, boat when that one stuck around for years.
Hmm.
Everything was sold out, but like that one just sat there. Nobody really. I didn't really like the colorway how it was. So
Yeah.
I was.
I mean, yeah. There's been a few Iron Man that hang around for a while, and for some reason I'm not sure why, but every once in a while Cap will hang around for a bit. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, the Hulk. I think that the Hulk they've kind of dropped the ball on some of the designs you could come up with. Um, on the DC side, it would be interesting to see them pull out a couple more characters. I know they've really been focusing on the whole Batman, Penguin, Joker theme. All of that. They do some Superman over here, but like you really don't. You see, some Wonder Woman. Okay, you don't see that much Aquaman. I mean, there's a lot of characters that they could really get into that could really come up with. I think it depends on the character on what you could do with some of the designs, but I think some of them could be really cool.
Bro,
I
you
mean,
remember?
you've got the mechanics of like that compass where you could
Yeah.
have things like pop open. It doesn't even have to necessarily be anything part of the watch, but just something that's kind of cool. Something that pops open or whatever, just to make something different, unique.
So, look, I'm gonna tell you something, man. And I've sent them so many ideas, but we was on the cruise. I had asked AL. I said, man, I think it'd be dope to have a Batman and Joker versus Batman versus Joker in the same case, the same 3-slot dive case, modified to where you have the actual, like either a comic book or a coin or something like that have Invicta with their associated, but they both have to be graffiti. And I'm not talking about how they did SpongeBob with his face multiple times. I'm talking about for show Gotham City and Batman on his, and then the Joker and a bunch of blood or whatever it is that you're gonna put on there, what the Joker does. Have that thing graffiti green, have the Dark Knight, and have that on in one case. You can sell that thing for $5.99 for both watches, and I'm telling you, it's going to sell. Well, of course they wouldn't do it. I hardly ever see a watch go $5.99. They'll probably do $4.99 or
Yeah.
$3.99 or
Well,
whatever.
and here's the other thing to add on to that. What they To really make that something special is you make the watches matching.
Exactly.
Number 205 to 205, like they match. When you get sent the set, they're a matching set, and have even like a certificate of, something saying, that they are a matching set with it. Like a JT authentication.
And that's the thing about it. That's why I was thinking to myself. I was like, I have a number of collections that I would like to get, but I was looking more at the JT now, because when you buy JT, you get the number, you get a certified letter in there, and like that makes that watch special to me. I'm like, okay, and JT signs them. You know what I'm saying? He already got a signature on the watch. He signs that card, and I literally watched him during the Bulldog. They was showing him. He was signing every case. He was signing every. I was like, ooh, that's thousands upon thousands of signatures, man. And that one right there, I said, if you ask me $2.99 for a JT, I'm gonna give you $2.99 plus shipping and handling, because the movement in it, depending on what the movement is, but that watch is worth it just because of how much care he puts into it. Now, not taking nothing away from Shaq, but and
Right.
we didn't get any, like when she got her Shaq watch, we just got it and it came in like a little dive case, whatever, and didn't have any signatures besides his signature on the back of it. I just feel like those watches are worth the time for me. I say that about the Heritage collection. I think the Heritage should come with certification of authenticity, because it's the Heritage.
Yeah.
Like that, I think that just sets the watches apart, from anything else. So,
yeah.
I mean, to each his own, bro. But to
Right. Oh
me,
yeah, absolutely. And Honda had a question about the or a statement about the Aquaman Poseidon version. Yeah, I do remember that one coming out. Um, I I don't know if I got that one, but I do remember.
it came out in the 6 or 5.
It was, I want to say, well, it came out in that Poseidon version, which is that it's kind of like well, there was the sub 3 Poseidon, you know,
Right.
that had the Tritons and everything, and I think there was a 6, but I don't think it was a Poseidon, but it was an Aquaman. And then there
Yeah,
was the
that's the one I'm
Poseidon that came out that was a Platinum Select that had the 8040N in it, I believe, because they've only done about 3 Platinum Selects.
Honda
I
said
know there
early
was a Venom,
2019.
something else. Sorry, what?
Honda said it came out early 2019.
Okay.
Okay, let
Yeah.
me see. I'm just looking through the comments, man.
Right. Yeah.
He said he'll buy it. I mean, you know, I just feel like they're, and don't get me wrong, man. I like a lot of the collections that's coming out right now. I think now, for whatever reason, some of those ideas that AO was talking about on the cruise, like those got skipped and they went fast forward. They was like, okay, let's scrap those. Maybe those will come out sometime in the future, but like they going, I think there's only a few watches out now that he said that was coming out. Like there's a new NFL line coming out. There's a bunch of NFL pieces. I saw it wasn't a Grand Octane, it was just an Octane, just the 48 millimeter NFL. I saw Sabakwa. Was it a 3? Well, no, I'm sorry, Sabakwa Specialty. Those are coming out.
Right.
And to the life of me, while we talking about Grand Arsenals and Grand Octanes, I
believe there was an Aquaman in a Grand Octane, Sheldon. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure there was.
So the one that Tommy sent me, right?
Yeah.
All these are screwed down. The crown screwed down and the function pushers are screwed down. I don't know for the life of me why they walked away from doing that. Just for the integrity of the watch, man. Like, because dude, like I literally, when we go on vacations and I go swimming in my watch.
Right.
I just do. You know, when I was going to the gym, I was going swimming. You know, I'll get in the pool, and it's nothing like looking at a Venom underneath the water. This was my, hey, look, I'm gonna show y'all my go-to. This was technically, was this my first? This was my first Venom ever. Automatic. I got it right side up. It ain't running. It got an NS35 in it. And I said like when you put this watch on, it's on. That the bracelet, I mean the strap is so aggressive, man, because of these edges, man. Look at the edges on it.
Yeah.
So when you put them keepers in there, like I literally have to pull a thing low. I'm like, man, it's gonna cut my circulation off. Man, I like this watch, bro.
Yeah. I want to say that's the oh my god, if I get it wrong, I think it's a Venom Dragon.
Yeah, this one, yeah. It is. I'm gonna set it real quick. And I'm gonna set the date, man, to satisfy some of the people in the audience, or at least one person in the audience.
Yeah. Yeah. So, night, Kenny. Appreciate you stopping by.
Hey, Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny had to bolt, so I appreciate that.
What time it be?
Oh, okay. So Tommy's saying that was one of the actual Grand Arsenals back in the day, Swiss made. Yeah.
That one, okay. Bro, when I tell you I greatly appreciate that, man, dude, that thing, I wore that to work. Boys was like, oh, man, that's nice. Where'd you get that from? My smart mouth, I almost said your mama, but I was like, well, buddy of mine. Hey, man, I'm in DC, man. Like, I've been around her too long, bro. Like, I mean, sometimes I get slick at the lip, and especially if I don't feel like answering questions because I think somebody trying to be funny. Like, you don't really care, bro. Get out my face, man. Yeah, your boy can be. I can be petty. I can be real petty.
Come on now, not you.
Yeah, 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 bro. Now I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you like now. This is wrong for me, and I'm gonna blame Bob for this. Every time I look at this watch, Tobacco Noma 7,
Yeah.
I'm taken back to the cruise in 2020 when Bob took this watch out of a sock. I was like, bro, what are you doing? He said, oh, I keep all my watches in socks. I was like, what? And he had so many wrapped up in cases in socks, bro. I was like,
Yeah, he had like an 8 slot or something, didn't he? That you
yeah.
had him on it? Yeah.
And it was just they were all wrapped up in socks, man. I was like, so every time I wear this, I think about Bob. I'm like, Bob, and I tell like every chance, I'm like, not every chance, but like every so often, I said, Bob, you know you ruined this 7 for me. Like, I can't put this on without thinking about that situation, man. I mean, that
Yeah,
was a great
because we were in the back on Lido
yes.
off to the side on those. Yeah, I remember because he was out there. It was like OV and some others. Yeah.
Rick Philly's in the
Yeah, yeah,
building.
yeah, yeah. Rick was there.
Yep. Because we were getting ready. Matter of fact, uh, we were counting it down for this piece right here. And already know. I think about you when he was like, yeah, if you're gonna get it, you better get it now. He was like, you was ready. You had your tablet out there and was like, yeah, R150. And you were just, man, you were so excited about it. I said, well, shoot, I got to get that too. And I don't regret this purchase, man. I really love that mother of pearl. And
Yes.
the one thing, man, like the thing about Invicta, man, when you see one of these watches on TV, I mean, they do a good job because, like, right now I'm watching. I got the TV like behind.
Hmm.
I'm watching it in HD, so you seeing a lot of like it's popping and stuff, but it's still when it get to you, it looks so much, man. It looks so much better. It
Yeah,
looks so much
yeah.
better.
I mean, and that was one of the fun things about being on the cruise and everything, and going down to 4, and walking and actually being able to put our hands on it. I have a slight thing about you know it's it's for the cruise people first, and then they're like, and we're standing in line trying to order something, and Vic's like, "Hey, I already bought it," and I'm like, "What? I'm standing in line for nothing." I'm like, so I mean, whatever. I mean, and that was that like the 2019 cruise, I think. I mean, it's an evolving thing, and nothing's perfect and all of that. But yeah, I mean, that is one of the nice things is being able to literally, because like you say, I mean, there really is something to be said for having something in your hand and really getting a sense of how it feels and how it looks. And I mean, obviously, we have enough watches of different styles that it's kind of you know not too difficult to get a grasp of, okay, if somebody says, yeah, we're going to have this, and it's going to you can kind of visualize it. But that is one of the fun things about being on the cruise and seeing it. Or if it's not necessarily a brand new and someone already has it, they're, like you say, everybody is more than happy to just go, and hand you their watch and say, "Hey, check this out, man. Take a look," and everything. And it's so refreshing of an inviting and open environment to just, you know, to feel like you're literally with your friends. And whereas if in a daily thing, let's say you just go to the grocery store, right, and you're walking around, somebody says, "Oh, that's a nice walk." You may go, "Okay," you may show it to them on your wrist. You're not just going to pop it off and hand it to them, right? But on
Right.
that cruise, without a doubt, I mean, absolutely, not even a second thought. Like, I mean, everyone there, you just have this feeling of a camaraderie and everything that's just you know so amazing. I mean, and it's until you actually go on one and experience it. Um, I mean, yeah, we talk about it, and it and everything, but it really is amazing.
So
So you got a question about your favorite Russian diver?
So my favorite Russian diver, um, right now will be this lefty. This one right here. Wifey got me this one, and I like it because it has the dog tags on the back,
Yeah.
right there.
What's the name on that one?
This one, hold on, let me see. What is the name?
Because I know they all had different names.
This is the Jungle Predator.
Jungle. Okay.
Yup, Jungle Predator. And the fact that, you know what I'm saying, like, I don't know, man, like for me, a watch is extra special, man, if she get it for me. You know, like she just go out and
Right.
buy me a watch, but like when she really say, I want you to have this one, and she went through so much measure to get it, because in the beginning she wasn't really with the whole watch collecting thing, man. She just did it out of support, and then
Right.
eventually got with it. But when she got me this, man, I was like, dude, this was like, I don't know, man. It's just the fact when she go out her way to do anything for me, man. It's just like the best ever. But if I had to say, and I don't have one in my collection, I like the 15th anniversary of Russian Divers. And I have to give credit to Tommy for that one. You know, I was like, dude, like I was watching him do his show and tell, and I'm like, dude, he gets some really good pictures and talk about it, and he's flipping around, sizing the bracelet, and all this other stuff. And I really like those. And then I got a chance to see him on the cruise. Just didn't have him. I could have bought one, but like again, it's that squirrel type of moment. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
could have had
Yeah.
this watch, but I bought these four. You know, I could have had that watch, but I bought these six. You know, I did. I'm gonna tell you a watch that, and it doesn't. It's got a VD movement in it, and I'm not against the VD movements. I think they're pretty cool, pretty accurate. But I wanted to get this one because of that tinted crystal.
Yeah, the 3 with the tinted. Yeah.
Man, I saw that. I said, "Yep, I'm grabbing that one. I'm definitely grabbing that one." And this is one of my. I mean, I got a lot of favorite watches, but this is one of the watches I sit and just stare at. Like, this is nice, man. I like it, man. Like the screw down crown and all that stuff, man. Like I dig this watch, man. But of course,
Yeah, I agree. Rico is saying he wants to see more lefties. I would agree. I do like the lefty designs. They they're comfortable, but I think it on a typical righty, because it goes the opposite way. It's just something that's a design. I like the elegant versions too, like on the Tria at the 6 o'clock or the 12 o'clock.
right.
So you just have a different. You have that smoothness to the sides that you just don't normally get, and they get pretty intricate with how they do. If it's a chrono, with the buttons and everything. So that's really cool.
Vic said, "I just want."
Yeah. What?
Yeah,
What?
you know what? So you were talking earlier, like my go-to, and of course, it's gonna be the Pro Diver, or the Grand Diver. But if I had a secondary watch, like a secondary series, that if I didn't have anything else in my collection, what I go to, it'd be the Sabakwa 3. Love the Sabakwa 3. And this is one that means a lot. I actually bought this one. Kenny, I think Kenny left already.
Yeah.
But Kenny was another one that kind of, persuaded me. And of course, wifey was like, go ahead and get it because you don't have a large one like that. But when I got back from the cruise, remember I got sick. I got sick as a dog. And I had a red hoodie on. I had this watch and I had a fever and I went to sleep in my chair just like this with this watch on. So this thing kept me company the whole time. So this watch right here, this is my beginning of COVID watch.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
Exactly.
I love this. I love wearing this watch, man. And bro, I got I got all of these. Hold on, I'm gonna show you something. Just to put a perspective real quick. And I'm reading y'all messages off of this phone too. But
Yeah, no worries. So in general, for everyone out there, in general, how do you store your watches? Because I know everyone has a little bit different system. Do you generally, like, I know you have some on the Invicta stands. Do you kind of use the 50 slot trays, or do you have just like a combination
I do
of
have a
how you?
combination. So for my Star Wars, like I try to match it up by to whatever watches on there. So I got my
Okay.
Darth Vader, kept that on the stands. For one part, watches that I put in current rotation, I'll have those like by my bed or something like that on the nightstand.
Okay.
Those are the watches I'll pick like either 3 to 5 watches that I know for a fact I'm gonna wear these watches to death. So those go by the nightstand. Or like we got a secondary room that we sleep in as well.
Hmm.
Those are on the headstand of the bed, like the headboard. Like we have one of those headboards, got a mirror in it, all these shelves. So I put my watches on those. For the living room, these like so for instance, this one will sit on the stand and I'll have this on display.
Right.
And we don't have nobody coming in the house because of COVID. So they on display for me. So when I come in the house, I'm like, what's happening? How you doing? You miss me? So that's one of the beautiful things about my collection is I really don't need validation from nobody. I just
No.
don't. I collect my watches and I enjoy every last one of them.
Yeah.
Exception of maybe 1 or 2 that I was like, I shouldn't have bought that. I got a Snoopy one that I bought that I was like, it was $20 or $30. You know what I'm saying? So,
Hmm.
and this is another one. This is a simple pro diver. It's like a 45 millimeter piece, and I
Okay.
literally got this when we were doing that OV cancer walk. I
Yeah.
put in, I was putting money in and stuff like that, and dropping for the auction or whatever. The auction, and I actually won this one. So this one is like this is an OV special to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I wear this one, and then I love the strap. It's super super comfortable. Throw that sucker on and just ride out with it. That's one of my favorites.
Hmm.
And of course, man is still on. I will say one of the most comfortable bills that you're gonna get in Invicta, man, is a scuba.
A scuba. Yeah.
Yep,
On a silicon. Yeah.
yep. Had to get that Superman. Wifey
Yeah.
got me that one too. I wear this, man, dude. Like that one. I really like that one. Hey,
Yeah.
John, think about what you was talking about earlier about the Mustang. And I remember at one point I couldn't afford buying a watch over 175 or 180. And Sabacco Specialties have, you already know, Sabacco Specialties have always been $200 or better. So they was always on my price range. And
Right.
then I messed around and got this one. So this was like my Mustang because it got a simple movement in it, but it's still a Sabacco Specialty with the Woody design. Of course, you can't
Yeah.
go swimming in it, but I paid like $120 for this. I was like, dude, this was actually my first specialty. When I got it, man, I wore this out proudly. I couldn't
Yeah.
wait to do I think I was still doing Invicta lifestyle when I got this. I hadn't changed the name of the show yet. So I was loving this watch, man. I still to this day, bro, I wear this and people look, they say that's an interesting dial. I say there's wood in it. They said it's a wood watch. I said, yes, surrounded by stainless steel. It's
Hmm.
Invicta. They was like, man, Invicta always making some good stuff, man. So that's one
So
of my
Dickerson's saying he's got his wife has a friend who does woodworking and is building something for him. So as a because when I built my displays, my dad's really big into woodworking. I don't want to go too far into it, but what I did, if you want to make sure that it'll handle all your watches, generally go and measure the openings in like a 3 or 8 slot. And I want to say if you go, I can get you numbers, but it's something like about 4 front to back, about 3.5 across, and about 2 to 3, about 3 inches deep, and that'll fit a Sea Hunter. So, just kind of have that in mind as far as what you want to do. I would say if you're going to do it all in wood, have some sort of felt or upholstery fabric or something like that, so that you don't get the rubbing effect, especially like on the bracelet and the buckles on the bottom. But yeah, I feel you on that, because at a certain time, and I have a couple of 50 slots, and it gets kind of tight when you get into some of the bigger builds, and the plastic is a bit too aggressive for my taste. But yeah.
All right, let's see. Let's see, Dickerson or not. Yeah, I'd like to see
Hey,
that.
Thug Vicious.
What up, Thug?
Welcome, welcome.
Let me see. I'm trying to read Rico's. It said white strap, black wood bezel, SAS was one of my favorite pieces. It came with a film on the bezel, returned it, but the only one. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, you talking? Okay, I was looking at what Mike was talking about, but he talking about fast. I tell you what,
Yeah.
John. Let me ask you this. So we already know that you like Heritage and the Venoms, because like I mean your story with the Venoms, like your first one, your 100th one, I believe your 200th one was a Venom. Okay,
Yeah,
so
it was
you
the Gen 3 Punisher, actually. Yeah.
okay, so you kept that same energy. What? Let me ask you this: in your collection that you have currently, what will be the next watch outside of those? What will be the next watch that you will gravitate to more
As a series, or
as a series?
wow.
All
All right, this isn't play stump the host here. Oh, look, we have a question.
What's the
What
question?
is the light green one that's sitting in your case? I think he's talking about that gold comeback one and over one.
Come back one. Oh, talking about over here,
No, gold, right? Go forward. Third one, right up on the outside line.
right here.
Nope, one more. That one. I don't think
Okay,
it's green. I think it's the foam is
the
making it.
foam is green. Yeah, the foam
Yeah,
is green.
yeah.
But
It's a
that's a pro diver.
yeah. It's a high polish on the edges, and
Yeah.
the lime green foam. It actually made it look like it was glowing underneath.
So, like when we started the show, I got both of these. It's crazy. I got both of these from the same pawn shop because the guy didn't realize that it's an automatic watch. He said it didn't work. Here, get up out of here with it. Here, give me $25 for it. I was like, okay, I'll take that. I got both of them for the same price.
Wow.
On different days, though. That's the crazy part. It was on different days. It wasn't the same day. I got the silver one first, and I got the gold one about a month later. The same guy was there.
Yeah.
I was like, well, you just don't know watches, bro. I was like,
Something.
you could have sold me a Rolex in here for that much, and I wish he would have sold me a Rolex for $25. Boy, my Invicta collection would have been stupid.
Right?
I mean, I was sold that watch so quick.
Yeah. So I'll get back to the question. I
Okay.
don't know that I actually have something that I'm looking at on the horizon as far as a new collection. I still keep my eye out, obviously, for a Punisher. The blue labels are still pretty near and dear. I really love the design. I find it fascinating, especially like you showed on that Pro Diver. Uh, the ones that they actually take the time to plate the scissor style deployment
Yep.
is different. And what's funny is, you know, 99% of people, unless you actually own the watch and you open it up and see it, will never see it. But I think, to me, that's just an added bonus of how they go about and do things.
Those details.
Yeah, it's the details, just like on case backs, like the details on some of the case backs that you see, either they're see through, or or they've got like the Nemean lion, or like on the Sabakwa, all the details that come with that. Yeah, I mean that's what's just that's what's just so cool about everything. And so Knight's got a question for you.
Being that we are being honest, how many people do you really own Trap? The last time I counted, man, I was over like $167, somewhere around there. Now how many have I had? Well, I'll tell this. I may have had 200 at one point. May have had 200. Or would have had. Let me take that back. I would have had 200. I got to a point where I had a bunch of watches in my collection that I bought just because, and I ran into a situation where I had to let them go, and I got rid of a good portion of my watches. So if I wouldn't have got rid of those watches, I'll probably be like at 203, somewhere around there. About 203. So yeah, but right now I'm about 167 last time I checked.
So Mike's asking if you and I have any Swiss autos that are COCS. To my knowledge, no. I have Salida SW 200 and 500. I have Ronda R150. The 200s, I think they're plus or minus 4 seconds a day, but I don't think they actually meet COCS standards, to my knowledge. I think there was a perpetual. No, that's a quartz. Nix that. Yeah, I'm not aware of any.
I know I don't have any. The only two major movements I got a Salida 200 and I got the R150.
Yeah.
Other than that, mine's is straight quartz or NH35.
Yeah. The Blue Label propeller. No, I didn't. I didn't actually grab that one, Vic. I've looked at it a few times, and this is probably just my own personal hang up over the fact that they call it a Blue Label. I mean, sorry, that they call it a Sea Hunter. So I like the watch. I just haven't actually jumped on it. For whatever reason, there's been something that I've wanted a little bit more than that. The Gen 1 case back, I absolutely love the Gen 1 case back with the dome and the mirror polish in the center. I love that case back. I absolutely do. I really wish they would bring it back. Yeah, totally agree on that one. That one is amazing. Absolutely, hands down. I think between that, the normal one that you just showed, I think some of those case backs are really cool. The Herc with the Nemean lion is really astounding. I wish I'd had a chance to pick up the Apollo with the commemorative on the back. That would be truly that would be a grail for me. Absolutely. Just like having some of the older movements that, because of Edda's relationship and Valju with Invicta, they don't really offer them anymore. But it would definitely be something that I would love to have in my collection. Would be a 7750. I would still love to look at Duprat, or however you say it. I probably butchered the bejesus out of that name. But it's basically, I think they take like a 200 and then they throw like a chronograph on top of it, so it's a custom. Um, uh, I think it comes out like, Lord, it's like 50 some jewel movement or something like that. Super thick. I mean, it's, yeah, I've seen probably, since I've been watching, maybe about 3 or 4 watches that have that movement in it. They're pretty special. I'd love to have gotten that that Lupa that had the NE20, the TMI, which is their NE20, which is their high end with the power reserve. That one
Yeah.
is super cool as well. But yeah.
Speaking of, okay, so no, I'll ask you the question about like what would your go-to collection be, but no, this is something we talk about all the time. Like if you could have any watch or have them design any watch, what would it be? But like, let's talk about that for a second, bro. Like, if you can have, let's take heritage because we already know if you can have a true heritage, you will get that. But like, if you could see any other watch, what would you like to see, and what line would you like to see it in? So for me, you already know pro divers. You go ahead. I wanted a Valju movement in the pro diver or grand diver with the sandstone dial. I just wanted that so bad. You know, I was telling them, I said, hey, bring make it in the heritage. I really want that piece. You know what I'm saying? But what would you your go-to watch be? Or what would you like to see?
I've had oh yeah, the koi case backs. I forgot about those. Thanks, Rico. Yeah, those are the kois. I don't actually have a koi yet, and for whatever reason, either I had something else in mind or whatever. But yeah, I do love the koi case back, and the koi design in general. I've actually thought about that one. There's a couple. Um, I've thought about a Venom, which has the Gen. It would be a Gen 3 Venom with the Gen 3 bracelet that Vic loves so much to size. But it would be all in gunmetal. The middle ribbing section would be in rose tone. It would have rose tone accents on the crown, and the dial would be meteorite with rose tone stick markers with a R150 and sapphire crystal. That would be up there as far as one of that would be really cool to see. Um, I'm really starting. I have quite a few specialties. Some sasses. I love the design of how that's all put together. Um,
I'm
what?
laughing, Godfather. He said I should remember some of these questions in case I get asked them. Godfather, you gotta, man. Absolutely love your collection, man, because you got so many grand divers and pro divers in it, man. My head was spinning. I still watch that to this day.
Yeah.
Just like I'm living, I'm like, dude, if I could just, man, I'm coming to your house. I just so I can like literally look at them. I mean, it's one thing seeing it on here. Y'all, if y'all missed that Instagram he did a few months back, man, man, Godfather collection is silly with it. I'm talking about
all I can say, and not to necessarily plug myself, but tune in Sunday at 2:00 because that's going to be Godfather's show this coming Sunday, and we're going to go through and take a deep dive at Godfather's collection Sunday. So I'm super excited about that too. So that'll be that'll be some unique pieces for sure.
Oh, and then Vic is getting 4 pieces coming in Saturday, and he's doing an unboxing.
Oh yeah.
So y'all stay tuned for that. Y'all definitely got to stay tuned for that. Well, I'll tell you what though, bro. As far as collecting, hold up, let me hold that thought. Because when we first started, you asked me about like my first Invicta watch. And this has been modified, but this was a Sea Spider. It broke in the case, and I had Scrap Straps make another one for me, make me one that matched the watch. And as soon as it came back, I put a new battery in it, man. And this is just one of 2 because she bought me 2. I got it's a 45 millimeter specialty. That what's crazy is because of COVID, I had a watch. This guy, he's a watchmaker. He lives here in Indy. He looked at the watch and he told me, he said, okay, this case is good enough. He said, I could put a Swiss movement in it. I said, really? He said, yeah, I can rebuild your watch to have a Swiss auto put in here.
Yeah.
I was like, really? He said, yeah, if that's what you want. I was like, shoot, yeah. So I was gonna have him put that in there, and I was gonna send the watch over to Travis Kent. Like I was going, like that watch would have just been complete, like that'd have been my holy grail type of watch, man. But COVID happened and those plans just went up smoke.
No, yeah. I mean, yeah, unfortunately that's, that's been so many, conversations around that. Well, yeah, we were gonna yeah, then COVID, and oh, I was gonna, and yeah, COVID. So yeah, I totally get it, man. I totally get it. So Rico's gonna drop this Saturday at 222. Okay. Awesome.
With these twos, man.
Yeah.
He like the twos. I'm going at 222.
Mike's asking how much does Travis charge?
For what?
I guess for a strap.
I think it depends on what you get. I've heard like 80 to $100 or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't personally. I haven't used him, so I can't answer that question specifically.
I haven't used him yet, y'all. Y'all pardon me for a second, man. I had to charge my phone real quick.
No worries. Oh, right. Yeah, because there's Travis Kent, and then there's Scrap Straps, which is somebody different, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Dickerson's saying about 100. Okay. So, kind of ballpark. That's kind of a safe bet, and then it may go up or down a little bit from there.
Yeah, just depending on what you're getting and whatnot. So.
Yeah. Now do you send the watch to him and he changes it out and does everything?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay. That's a good one. Okay, let me ask you this, man. What do you think about the SAS, man? Any of them? Just any of them. What's your take? Yeah.
I love the design. I really do. That was another one that I thought of is to do complementary colors on a SAS, like do the cradle like in a black or gunmetal or something like that, and then do the actual case inside completely different color, almost like you could do a blue label, do the outside in blue, and then do the case in gold and lay that in there, and then finish the whole blue label theme. I think that would be just stunningly amazing to see the gold coming through all the cracks and everything. Oh man,
bro, you trying to start something? You trying to start something now? That would be phenomenal. That'd be ferocious, bro.
That would. I mean, the color combinations you could do. I mean, would just be. I mean, you could think about all of your marvels. You could do opposing colors for your characters, and I mean, just so many things you could do. It would just be crazy. You could, especially on a bracelet, you could alternate because it's what on a SAS 5 across, I think. So you could run. You got a bracelet. Turn that just a little bit. How many links on that? Is it 5 across? Yeah. Yep. So see how you've got the high polish on the outside, and then you've got matte finished on the inside 3. You could change the actual center link to the complementary color of the case to match.
Yep.
That would be,
bro.
Yeah, you could do puppies in those. Oh my God, you could really get some some stunning colors. Absolutely.
So let me ask you. Do you think
Honda's asking if you or I have any puppies? I have one, which is the SAS in that mint green that they came out with just recently, and you've got the blue, yellow, and what is it, like a green?
Yeah, and then I have hold up. Can you go to the other one? And I got that in the hurt.
The Herc. Yeah.
I like that mint green one. That was nice.
Yeah, that mint green was different because even just looking at yours, with all the different colors, I mean, you really get a splash of all the colors. And Smitten, she has a puppy in a Sabakonoma 1 that has a whole bunch of colorations to it. What was so interesting about that mint green was that it was just literally two opposing colors. You had the black and the mint green, but I mean, it played so well. I love that watch. As simple as it is, it's an amazing looking watch altogether.
Oh, hold on, let me see. Can see the face on the stash. Oh, hold up, my bad.
So it's like right there. Okay, so you've got red around the hour markers, red on the hour minute, white on the second hand sweep, and trittonite inside the markers with like a kind of a goldish yellow on the dial face. Is that right?
Yes, sir. And of course, you got the reserve logos.
Yeah. Badging on the side.
This thing is, man, promise me, I wore this thing out, man. This thing garners a lot of attention. I'm talking about a lot of attention. People like, oh, what's that? Like, yeah, boy, it's that heat right there.
Yeah. Wow. Rico said he had an original Russian, an RD puppy, but sold it because he didn't like the fit. Yeah. I've talked to so many people about things like that, and you kick yourself. I mean, of course, hindsight's 2020. You have to do what you do at the time that you do it, but yeah, it's. I mean, I've even thought about possibly. Oh, he's saying the one on the stand, the stainless steel one. The SAS.
Oh, my bad.
Blue dial with black subdials.
Yep.
Okay. Is there any mother of pearl, or is it just?
So what's crazy is the dial is like you can't see it, but it's sort of translucent.
Okay. It's one of those.
Man, I'm talking about like so when the sun hit it, you can see all of the dials and stuff moving around in there as it's telling time. Mm-hmm. That's probably like one of my heavy hitters as far as about the SAS. Like I got that from the Invicta store. And when it hit Shop HQ. When it hit Shop HQ, it was $259, I believe, and I paid $150 for that one through the stores.
Okay.
I got some good deals through the stores, man, during that pandemic, man. When it first jumped off, when everybody was off work, and I was like, and especially when they were sending them, it was sending us like $1,200 a week just to sit there. I was like, let me go ahead and pay these bills real quick. All right, I got credit. Now I'm about to go ahead and buy me some watches.
Yeah. Rick's asked, how many components? I think you're talking about the SAS, right? I'd have to look again. I may have some notes on it somewhere. Sorry, I don't have them off the top of my head. Actually, the SAS really doesn't have that many actual individual components because the cradle assembly is one piece of metal, and then you've got the case that slides in it, and you've got the screws that set.
I think it was 5, bro.
Is it? Okay.
I think it's 5 because you have the outer bezel is one piece.
Yeah.
Then this was being bolted down is another piece, and then because it bolts into the cradle. Mm-hmm. And then it's like you have like 2 rings. Okay, you got 3 rings. I'm sorry, 3 rings. And was it another? No, I think it's 4. It's 4. Okay. It's 4.
Okay.
What I'm looking at.
Yeah.
I want to say no. You know what? Ryan actually broke this down. I may be wrong, but it may be 5 because actually, as I'm looking at it, let me show you. Right here, where my finger is a bolt. that's actually, as I'm looking down at it, where this part right here, the case, actual case,
Yeah.
I think that slides down. So the inner part actually slides down, and then they bolted to it. So there may be 5 pieces to this.
Yeah, because because they put the cradle down in, or they put the case down inside the cradle. They attach it on those 2 sides by the 3 and the 9, and then they put the crown and function pushers in because it has to set inside once you do it. The one that has the most complex is the Venom Gen 3. I think that one is like 30 some pieces because of uh, all the different pieces of the bezel, and you got the little bricks inside there, and the bezel is the inner ring, and then the scalloped outer ring, and then all the components in it. Um, so, Thug is asking if you or I have the Gladiator 2.9. No,
No,
I haven't jumped on that one. I know you've got the Gladiator. I actually haven't even. I've been looking at some other watches, so I haven't actually grabbed a Gladiator yet. I mean, it definitely is on my list, but
yeah. Hey, how many? You know what? I know they're gonna bring out the Tourbillon because I saw the renderings for it already.
right.
I saw the Meteorite dial one. That one is NH35 automatic.
Okay.
And I wouldn't imagine them doing a graffiti in that, but it's Invicta, so who knows? They that'll be sick though if they did it and like graffiti the chain and everything. I know Rico will probably get that. That'd be sick, dude. But or I can see them doing a puppy in it. I can definitely see them doing a puppy if they never do graffiti. But yeah, man, that diamond one, I think the best buy, honestly, if I had to get a piece that night, one of the graffitis, I mean the gladiators, I would have bought the second one. The how many? It's like 2 carats or whatever, or is it carat and a half?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
have
the
grabbed.
one that's not all down the lugs and everything. I think it was inside the dial and maybe like 2 rows or something like that. Yeah.
Right. I think I would have gravitated towards that one. That was like $630 or whatever it was. I think I'd have grabbed that one over any other one. I mean that may sound crazy, but like I just felt like because the first tier was 300 and pretty much $400, after taxes and shipping and all that other stuff, and then that diamond one, I was like, man, if I was gonna get one, I'd have just got that second tier with diamonds, like 1.5 carats, bro. Like that's just me. That 3 carat one or 2.9, yeah, that was too rich for my blood. Couldn't fool
Yeah.
with it.
Sheldon's asking a question about diamond watches, and I will say it is 11:04, so I do want to be respectful of everyone on the East Coast, and it is getting late. So I absolutely 100% appreciate everyone joining and everything. We'll go through a few more questions, and if Trap is good with everything, we'll kind of shut everything down after that. Too many diamond watches. I do think they are coming out with quite a few. They are, they are doing a lot more expensive styles. I don't know if that's, they're coming out with a lot of diamond. I know Shaq really loves diamond watches, and he's had quite a few. I know they've been kind of highlighting diamond watches. I'm not opposed to those. I just want to go through and I have some diamond, but I don't have a lot of diamond. I mean, it comes down to if they make it and it sells, then I think they're going to keep making it. You know, I
I tell you what, bro. Me personally, I could do without the diamonds. I feel like, honestly, my personal opinion, I feel like the diamond pieces they shouldn't be as frequent as they are. That diamonds is a specialty piece. Like now it's coming, in my opinion, they're coming out so fast and furious, no pun intended,
No, yeah,
to where I'm like, you're kind of taking away from like the lore or just the mystery of having it or trying to obtain it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and on the flip side of that, from a business standpoint, I can see where I'm like, hey, I really want to put this diamond piece and make sure that everybody get a chance to get a diamond piece. So I can respect that too. But me as a collector, and the way I collect now, I would rather see, like John, I would rather see some more premier movements if they did like like if they brought a value movement or modified version of the value movement back, so the collectors that missed out on that first wave, they get a chance to do it now, because the only way you can get those older movements is if somebody's willing to part with it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like
yeah,
Godfather.
yeah.
So
I would, yeah, and I know and for everyone else out there, you know, like the heritage line. The heritage line is something that I when I first started collecting them was one of the things that was really um, a collector value to me was that it was a unique watch. It was a limited edition of not very high number. When they first started coming out, when it was of 300, I think now they're 500. But I would rather spend more on a completely Swiss made watch and all that goes with that than to pay for something that has, 1 or 2 carats and has a not as high a quality movement in it. Or, like you'll get a watch and, like, say it has the paper chip clasp
man,
on it. Like, you know, I would rather them, if you're and I know people will buy it. I absolutely know. When they did that one heritage, um, I think it was the first or second Venom that they did. Like, it literally sold out a minute and 24 seconds after they premiered it. Like, it was like everyone knew about it. I bought it because I was sitting there just refreshing, right? So I know it's out there, and I know the desire for that is there. Uh, I understand, business is business, and they're going to do what they're going to do. They're not going to listen to little on me, but I would be much more inclined to pay for a watch that has all of the Swiss made badging and the and like you say, like actually a COCS certified watch, you know, because I think as collectors, you and I and most everybody in this chat and everything have gone through, oh, I bought that, oh, squirrel, the whole squirrel thing. Um,
yeah,
that you've got to the point now that you're selective, you're more informed, you are more elevated in what you want to look at and why. So offering those kinds of values is what I would rather see over just slapping some diamonds on a watch and selling it for $2,000 or $3,000.
well, you
That,
know what?
that's me, but
I would really love, I don't know if this will ever happen. I would really love AL to come on here, or Ryan. Well, it'd have to be AL. I like to see Ryan on here, or Boom Boom, but I would love for AL to come on here to answer the question. Is like, okay, you know how people always say, hey, what's your favorite watch and what inspired you to watch? I would like to know, how do you go about making what watch for like the seasons? You know what I'm saying? Like, if they're bringing out 4,000 watches per year or 4,400 watches per year, what are you basing that off of? Like, what are the fan base? The majority of the people, what are they asking for? Because I think that for the people, the collectors that are asking for movements, has to be a small amount. So let's say if you had 100,000 collectors, you probably got maybe 2,000 people that say, I am strictly movement based. Give me movement. I don't want nothing else. And I'm like, if that's the case, I can see L saying, hey, you know what? I'm not going to try to please this 2,000, and I got, this big number over here. But I would like to know from him,
mhm.
what motivates you? Like what watches get put into production? Like how do you base that off of? Is this because
Right.
that's what you want to do, or is it because people are writing? I don't know how many people write RJ on an email saying, "Hey, I want to have this watch," or "I want to have this watch," because I'm pretty sure he gets a number of those ideas. I'm not sure though. Like I would like to know that though.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, and I mean, on that point too, it's I just had a brain dump. Um, is Elwin? Yeah, if they do diamonds, sapphire, crystal. Yeah, I agree. And not to get too far off topic. The They introduced the navy last night watches. Um, and this is 100% John's personal opinion, right? If you looked at someone in the Navy, would you automatically think green camo?
Nope. Nope.
I've seen their uniforms. They do a blue digital,
It's blue. It's a
blue
dark blue.
digital, and
I thought they were gonna do.
and a mineral crystal. Like you couldn't even pop a flame fusion in there. That was
Well, let me
that
ask
was a
you
bit disappointing. I'll just say that.
let me ask you this. Do you think that because of COVID, they were limited on what they could do? They got the call from Navy saying, "Hey, y'all signatures came up, everything panned out. Let's go forward." Uh, Now, as far as materials and stuff like that, I don't have the same people I can do this from. But well, I don't even know. You can't really say that because you still got some other pieces out here that got flame fusion crystal. Um, I don't know how they set their cases and stuff up. But if it's like a car
Right,
dealership or I mean a car manufacturer, they have X amount of metal bodies for that car already pre-molded, ready to go.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So if that's the case, which that has been an argument lately, I'm actually into a debate with another watch collector. He don't collect Invicta, but he said, you're defending a brand that is they're doing what they said they weren't going to do, and that's like make multiple watches. And I was like, who said that? I was like, that's something you came up with. I was like, they have to mass produce watches in order for it to cut the cost. Is they have to manufacture just like the Model T because there are so many people that buy Invicta because guess what? They can get a nice watch for a fraction of the cost of what your company is asking for. And again, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not here to bash on Patek or any of those high brands. To each your own, but
Exactly.
I'm telling you that Invicta. No, I'm talking about Shop HQ a year ago had a um, a Swiss made tourbillon. It was $100,000 with no value pays whatsoever because they like, hey, if you want this watch, you're gonna pay the whole 100,000. That's more than this house that I'm sitting in right now. That costs more than my house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm like, dude, I couldn't imagine. Even if I was rich, I couldn't imagine spending $100,000 on a watch,
Well, I
bro.
mean, it's a scale thing. It really is. I mean, and until you're at I don't think I know I'll never be at that number, but it's a scale thing.
But the possibility, but here's the deal, and I told Anwar this: the possibilities. What are we doing right now, bro? We are on a live where
Mm-hmm.
we're considered YouTubers, we're considered content creators, and we're at a low level. I just watched a video this morning. Frederico Talks watches. He showed that over 4 years he made a little under $40,000. Right?
Okay.
We're not making anything off of YouTube, but who's to say in another 2 to 3 years, you could be pulling in $20,000 a month doing YouTube. This like from sponsorship to whatever the case, whatever you got your hands in. You can even. I mean, I feel like, and I said this before, we can very well go into like a Netflix special off of collectors by themselves. That's without minus AL. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh yeah.
you don't have to. You like. I mean, you like, hey, you collect Invicta, but you also collect pops. You also collect shoes and hats and stuff like that.
Hmm.
What is, you've seen those specials, how people got started with anything. It's entertaining to some people. So John, we can very well go into an 8-figure sum of money per year. You right? Would I spend $100,000 on, for example, what was that fighter, UFC? He just bought
Colin McGregor.
he spent over $1 million on that Jake and Cole, that Jacobs and Company watch for
Hmm.
Tourbillon. I think it was like 1.3 mil or 1.5 mil, something like that. He got the money though. He got the spread. It's a beautiful watch. It is.
Is that one that was all the whole case was nothing but sapphire crystal, and it was a flying tourbillon inside and all that?
It looked planetary. That
Mhm.
watch was amazing.
Yeah.
And the only way, like, I think the only reason I would wear something like that watch, is to show you, yeah, I just dropped 1 mil on this watch. Play with it. But that's not my personality, bro. Like, I enjoy wearing my watch now. I told one of my coworkers today, if I was able to get a Patek Nautilus, bro, man. I just love that design. That's why I like the Akula so much.
The
The
prestige.
Akula, it's a representation of it, man.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, bro. Like, I know I read a book where it says that when people make that kind of money, your whole attitude change and stuff like that. Like, if you can blow $5 million and it don't hurt you, you'll buy something stupid like that. I don't know if I will, because I know the type of person I am. Now,
Yeah.
cars are one thing. I'm going stupid on some cars. It won't be a watch. I love cars though, boy. You most definitely, boy. My whole
Yeah.
line, I have a whole lineup of cars, boy. If I was making that kind of money.
Yeah. If I was making that kind of money, yeah, I'd have a garage the size of 2 houses.
Whoa! You see what Nightwing said?
Yeah, I see that.
No, bro. Hey, man, you just got me. I'm scared of heights, bro. Like, for real. I felt like I was falling out of an airplane, 30,000 feet without a parachute.
I have not seen the Bugatti watch. I have seen a Bugatti Veyron.
The Bugatti watch. I want to say this. Invicta has a S1 series is coming up. It's coming out. Kenny had dropped the link on it. Some
Okay.
up pictures, and that watch is similar. I don't know the exact name of the watch, but there's a brand out there, and it may have been a Bugatti watch, but it's made like a V almost.
Oh,
And
I saw that one.
right, so this watch is the Swiss made version of it. Comes with a watch winder, like a little tool. You have to turn it and wind it up, and I think it was like a 45 jewel watch, if not 50 jewel. And had like a power reserve for like 4 days, bro. Like, it's crazy. Like, you wind it up and it's like 4 days. And the S1 that's coming out like that. And I'm gonna tell you this, I'm getting it. I love the design of. I'm getting it when it come out. Well, depending on what the price is. I
Mhm.
hope it's automatic. I didn't look at the description see if it was
Yeah,
automatic.
I didn't either. Yeah, I saw that, and of all the ones, and there was some really cool graffitis and everything, but as soon as I was flipping through and I saw that picture, I was like, and had to stop and look at it, because it was like, I mean, to me, it's like when you're looking through and you see a SAS or a Sea Hunter or a Magnum, anything that's extremely unique, it immediately grabs your attention, and you're like, oh yeah, you know, got
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's just, and that's what I've always loved about Invicta, is that they gravitate. They're not afraid of these kinds of style and designs, and I hear people moan and complain and everything about, oh, big this and big that and stupid this and gaudy that, and that's fine. You won't see me walking around with a classic 1930s 32 millimeter watch on my wrist. it's just not me. I don't care for it. Do I love horology and some of the things behind it? Absolutely. I mean, I think it's amazing some of the things they are able to do. Um, oh, Godfather's saying S1 looked like it had a ghost bridge. Oh, that'd be cool. But I mean, that, like you say, to each his own. I mean, there's people that, like Ryan has said, there's women that are 5'2" wearing sea hunters. There's guys 6'9" wearing a 40mm pro diver.
Bro.
So
So let me let y'all see that on my wrist. You see how big that watch is on my wrist?
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely dig this watch, bro. Like I'm telling you, I missed out on it the first time, bro. This Century, I missed out on the first time I got it. And the one thing about it, man, when I collect my watches and get them, I literally just look and be like, man, this thing is beautiful, man. It's big, it's cool. And I had a guy tell me, he said, bro, it don't match your wrist. I said, but it matched me. It completes my thoughts. How about that? I said, you wear what you want to wear. If you don't like it, bro, you can kick rock, bro. And like you talking about case backs.
Yeah.
It has to be
Spartan. Yeah, the Century or what they call it? They call it the Century or Gentry?
Century.
Century. Okay. Yeah.
Right there, man. I was like, dude, I was like, I got this one, and I was like, man, I know DC would be mad if I get this other one, man, but I want to complete the set, and I went to go get the silver one. It was sold out. So it was sold out. So I love wearing my large watches, man. Like that.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, our wrists are pretty close to the same size. I'm right about 7-inch. Of course, here I am hosting a watch show, and I don't have one on. But like I said, I'm still not quite back to feeling normal. So I promise, next show I will have a watch on.
And I just switched my watches up a couple times, man. I got that. That's that John special. Man, bro, and it just go. I should have started the show with this on because it's all blue, man. But
it's all good, man.
Yeah, bro, man. I don't know, man. All I can say is this, and this is for the people that watch this on the replay, people that's new to the Invicta family or just new to watching watches.
Mm-hmm.
Wear this mug in confidence that you got you paid for whatever it is that you like.
Yeah.
And there's bullies everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But this is like a bully-free zone right here, man, because you accept it. Especially like, man, like I said, I wish we could have got on that cruise, which again, we'll have that Invicta 757 thing coming up in April.
Yeah.
I want to. Here's the deal. Me and wifey are gonna come up with. We got a contest coming up, right? And I like giving stuff away.
Yeah.
I get some other items I want to give away, man. But I'm just gonna announce on John's channel that whether it's an Invicta collector or somebody new to Invicta, I went out and I got this watch. This is a pro diver.
Hold on a second.
It's a moon phase.
Go ahead.
This is a pro diver moon phase. Still got the tag on it. Still got the plastic on it. It hasn't been sized. It hasn't been touched. And it's a smaller piece. It's a 42 millimeter. And my goal was to introduce somebody new to it. But if a collector, whoever name get entered into it, that's who win it. We're going to announce that. It's possibly going to be around like when we doing the expo for the Invicta 757. But the whole thing is, I want people to be involved with what we're doing because this is bigger than just a watch. That's just getting you in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just getting you in here, and then you collecting something, man. It's timeless, bro. Like, no pun intended, man. Like, it's a timeless artifact, man. Like, it's a piece of machinery. Yeah. It's whatever you feel like it is, man. Like, I got a watch that reminds me of my dad all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got watches. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you. I got this watch, man. I bought this watch the year my dad passed away, man. Kendi came on air and was like, you guys cannot go to bed yet. This watch went on sale. It was
The Thor.
Yes, the Thor. This watch was $229 when it first came out.
Yep.
And she said, "Come, like y'all got to come back." And they came back. It was $149.99 that night, and I bought it. And I got it in spirit of my father. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when my dad passed away, they gave me two. Well, no, they gave me like as much time as I wanted to. My closing statements of what I thought my dad was, and I called him. I said he was my superhero, man. I always looked at my dad as being one of the strongest men on this planet. And like, it's not that he was beating people up and stuff like that, which I seen him. Somebody broke in our house and he threw this guy out the front window. But my dad always took care. He always held it down. You know what I'm saying? Like, he made money, did his thing, and he raised me the best way he could. So that watch right there, that's a grill in my piece. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just is. You know, so I got that watch as a, you know, introduction piece to Invicta, or if you happen to win and you already got $1 million Invicta and you don't want it, I would just say pay it forward to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Gift it to somebody that they may be curious or they may want to get into it, but like I'm scared to go too big. That's why I got that watch. That watch right there, it was thought out before I bought it.
Right.
Plus, it's my favorite line. You know what I'm saying? So I had to go with that one.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm with you. You.
Let me see.
So, hey, we're coming up on 11:30. So, like I say, I don't want to keep anybody. We're starting to dwindle numbers here a little bit. Honestly, so I really want to thank everyone for coming out and showing the support and getting to know Trap even a little bit more. And I hope this format is something that is something you guys want to see and enjoy. Uh, I really think this is going to be a fun place, and I want to make this very open and inviting, and ask questions. I'm still working some of the small kinks out behind the scenes. Hopefully, we can even start having people, call up and, be on camera to ask questions and things of that nature. So, I keep, wanting to make this better and more interactive for everyone, because I think that's one of the things that I enjoyed the most about the cruise and the expos was being able to interact and share my collection and some of the stories behind it. It was kind of like the inspiration. So I really want to thank everybody for that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you know what? I appreciate you guys, man, rocking with me, man, rocking with John. This isn't a game. This isn't no fly by night stuff, man. This is for real. This is life, bro. Like, this the lifestyle. Seriously, and that's no shot for my channel, man. This is really the lifestyle, because I got introduced to you all you guys through a watch. Me and John relationship grew because of a watch. You know what I'm saying? So what you see is what you get. And again, I know people gonna see this on the replay. And this will be as long as YouTube is a channel or a format for this, you'll get to see this. And if you're watching this, if this is 10 years from now and we still alive kicking, bro, like, this is it, bro. Like, this is family, man. Like, all the people that you see down in the chat, man, like, that's family business, bro. And I really appreciate y'all time, y'all viewership, the thumbs up, the encouraging messages.
Absolutely.
Man, everybody that sent me love, cookies, and Janet, man, them cookies.
Yeah. Mike, I don't have that original reserve wood box.
I got one.
Do you?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay.
Yep. Somebody gave it to me. Somebody sent me one.
Okay.
Shoot, it may have been Mike. I'm not sure. Like, somebody. Hey, and it's just that, like I said, man, this is a lovely community, man. I have nothing but a lot of respect for you guys, man. A lot of respect and love. So, yeah. And again, I'm gonna get, I could talk all night, bro. I could talk for another 2 hours.
Yeah,
so,
no, I think that would never be necessarily a problem either one of us would have, but
Bro, you know what I'm saying? So
I,
I'm
I,
just
I
I'm just appreciative of you guys.
yeah, I want to thank you for coming on and being a part of this and showing your collection and everything. And I'm
No
actually
doubt.
going to
No doubt. No
close
doubt.
out,
Yes, sir,
and
man.
I want to wish everyone a good evening, and I'll see everyone on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Night, everyone.